Good afternoon. My name is Gina Pawahayubis. This is my podcast submission for MELM 550, the journal entry 1-2, Communication in School Leadership. I am joined here with Cheyenne Egger-Spence, also known as Nanatsquiyas in our traditional language, and my traditional name is Pawatsquichi. So Cheyenne has prepared some questions for my journal entry, and we will begin with question number 1.
How has traditional school leadership been reformed over the last few years?
How has traditional school leadership been reformed in the past few years? I would think that with the new implementation of curriculum standards, that there has been a lot more Indigenous education being implemented into the schools. It's more about inclusivity and making sure that not just Indigenous students are succeeding from having access to Indigenous curriculum, that it's more abroad for everybody else. And they also have in our school board area, School District 70, they have the cultural council that kind of oversees our curriculum and making sure that we have the ability to have traditional local elder knowledge holders overseeing that we're going in the right direction. So, question number 2.
Why is it important that leadership and power be shared throughout the board?
Why is it important that
leadership and power be shared?
Or be shared. I think one of the most amazing things as an Indigenous educator is that we have a lot more female leaders that kind of give us voice. There are a lot more, we have administrative staff that are both 2 female and 2 male, so it helps the students have more ability to see women in leadership and make them feel like they too can find jobs and positions that have women leadership. So also our neutral health education workers are strong in their education, but also in their abilities and their life skills, that they are living role models in the schools. So they have also created the ability to implement their expectations on the teaching staff and the administrators so that their values and morals are implemented into the education system as well.
Now, what is the difference between having power with and power over school leadership?
Power with and power over with leadership. I think power with leadership opens up more opportunities. I will use an example of this canoe project. Was one of the very first power with tasks that I had with our principal of the school, where he thought it would be cool to have a canoe brought into the school as a metaphor as paddling through education. And it just opens up opportunities to create new discourse and new language, and implement more metaphors into the society, as the school is more of the platform for communication, setting standards throughout the whole entire community. And a power over, I can see that we're moving away from the power over communication, where we're talking about like targeted funding, where Indigenous students were mostly saying for access to more dollars and stuff to serve the educational population.
How do education workers such as yourself support the reformation of school leadership?
I think myself as a new channels education worker, and as I see the personalities of other education workers, we're sought after our talents and our life skills that we bring into the school as our morals and our values and our traditional knowledge. And some of our education workers have more of our new channel language than others. One of my talents that I use to build my platform for trust and rapport with the students is I use a lot of art and just being a real representative in the school system and being committed and disciplined in the school to make sure that I'm always here for them no matter what.
In your opinion, how does reformed school leadership benefit students?
Reformed benefit students. I think that one of the real visual things that I can see as the benefit of this reformatted principalship is that there are more defining characteristics, like there is more retention of Indigenous students and we're seeing a lot more success. Students, we have realized that if we can keep them in the building in grade 8, grade 9, that they're more prone to graduate, so that we are building our culture and traditional knowledge into these programs in grade 8 and grade 9, where we have like cultural teachings and we're able to use our own local education knowledge holders, bringing in culture and language, and we have like teachers who are actually new channel teaching new channel, and we have like new channel education workers who are really strong in their characteristics and knowing what they bring in for the students, and I think it's just really building that relationship with the students. So I hope I covered everything. Do you have anything you want to say in closing remarks?
Nope, just a thank you. That was great.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our questions. I found the questions a little bit challenging, and it's really hard to be analyzed. So thank you for joining us too.